Kun Pakani, do you or Herbert have anything you would like to bring up today? Or anyone else?
No, thank you, Sarah. I think I'm just more learning. Thank you.
What would you like to learn about Kun Pakani?
I hear Ajahn say if everything is a really, and I'm trying I'm trying to understand, but not come to me. I don't know how. Just more hearing, maybe, I think.
So the question is, what is everything? Because if we say everything is a reality, what is everything? How do you understand everything? What is everything?
Everything for me, how I do every day, that I know now what I doing now. I hearing, but my thinking is a lot.
And the question is, when we think of I hearing or what I do now or what I should do or my thinking, is I a reality? Is I everything?
Yes, before I not hear Ajahn, I think everything I do is good for me, for my family. But now I understand is 100. Sorry, maybe I talk not strong English.
It's fine. We can all understand very
Yes,
easily.
okay.
No
Yes.
problem. Carry
Before
on.
I think I make everything good for another people, for that's my life good is. But now I hear Ajahn say is not my it's not
This is
myself. But
and this is
I try to understand.
and this is the point, because before we think that when we hear everything is Dharma, we think that I doing my work, my family, my thinking, my looking at the computer, we think this is everything. But these are just the conventional, the worldly ideas. When we study Dharma, we have to consider what is reality now. At this moment, is there I doing good for my family, or is that just an idea that is thought about? When we say what I do now, I'm sitting, I'm looking at the screen, is this Dharma? And of course, the answer is no, because these are just the ideas that are thought about. But what about seeing now? Is seeing a reality now?
Yes, when I hear Ajahn say, I try to thinking about that, but every time I think um, I just long learning, but I why I not think that is not me.
Because we have to listen so carefully when there's the idea, I try to think, I try to do, I try to understand. It's not understanding. It's not listening to what is said about a Dhamma now. For example, seeing now. Is it I that sees now, or is there seeing which sees now? So we have to consider carefully. Seeing is a Dharma, but I that sees is an idea, not a Dharma. What is seen now, the color that is seen now, the visible object that's seen now is a Dharma, but Ajahn or Jonathan or the computer are not realities, they are ideas. So the listening is just to understand a little more about what is Dhamma now, what is reality now. And Dhamma now, reality now, is not I try to understand or what should I do or looking after my family. It's beginning to understand that reality now is just seeing now, just what is seen now. Thinking is a reality, but looking after my family, trying to do good is not a reality because it's the story that is thought about. So the point of discussing and listening is to understand a little more about what are realities different from our usual idea of what are realities. So the point of the discussion and study is to come closer to understand what is true, what is real now. Let me see if Ajahn would like to continue with this topic or any other one. Ajahn?
Learn to understand little by little what is there as it is. See, be true to the truth. What is sin? See, usually the idea I see something always there, but in truth, just one word at a time, the seeing and that which is seen, are they different? The seeing and that which is seen, are they different? Or the
Yes,
same?
yes, are
Yeah.
different.
See, we begin to understand each different ones. Otherwise, they are altogether as something. So consider carefully about this object which is seen in truth. What is there which can be seen? Which can be seen? No thought about other thing, but what is there can be seen. Now they is seeing. What is there which is seen? And which is that which can be seen in truth. Learn to understand life each moment, little by little. Otherwise, there's no understanding of the truth. Life is not permanent, it's just the arising and falling away of whatever appearing. So, very quickly, no one can realize the truth because it's so very fast, just arise and falls away. But there can be a little more understood of what is there as it is. Is there something seen? Would you like to consider to understand that which hasn't been thought about at all? What is seen now? Is there anything seen? Or is there seeing? And what is seeing? And what is that which is seen? Right understanding has to begin this moment. Otherwise, it would be a moment of no understanding of anything in life at all. No thought about it. Just live without any understanding of the truth that nothing is permanent at all. At moment of hearing, there's no seeing. So seeing cannot be there at moment of hearing at all. Just one moment at a time. So can there be a moment of beginning to understand the truth? Little by little, through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, or in life, just moment of no seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and then moment of seeing, moment of hearing, 6 hours, and gone. Yesterday is not today, and today is not tomorrow. Is that true? Just learn to understand the ultimate truth. What is that is so very short, just in a moment. That's why there are so many moments today and even now. Should it be known to understand the truth of life, little by little, it does not hurt to understand the way life is. Just life, no one there at all. And what is life? If there's no question, no thinking about it, there can never be the understanding of anything in life at all. Because now there is seeing, and that which is seen, no understanding of anything at moment of seeing. Can it be realized as it is? What is it now appearing? Is that what we should talk about? Or should we talk about other things? Not seeing now, hearing now, thinking now.
Liang, would you like to bring up your topic? We can't hear you yet.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Sawadika, Ajahn, again. Yeah, I just would like, because every day I try to identify the reality. Yeah, that's why I have something that would like to clarify whether what I'm thinking, because sometimes I'm not really clear, yeah, about the reality that was happen. Like when I'm tired, like when I'm tired or feeling weak after working, after doing something, I try to understand what the reality at that moment. And so I'm not quite sure. I think that when we feel tired, it's a bodily unpleasant feeling. Is it right?
There may be moments of bodily unpleasant feeling, but most of what we call being tired is the unpleasant mental feeling and the dosa at those times, thinking about oneself, thinking how weary I am, thinking about my difficult day at work. So at those moments, no metta, no generosity, no understanding. So mostly akusala citas with ignorance and dosa. So the moments of bodily unpleasant feelings are very brief, but the moments, the countless mindful processes dwelling on the story of me and my tiredness are far more common.
Okay,
And we don't need to try to pinpoint or try to find out the reality. It's just a Dhamma at that moment. So no matter what it's called, no matter what it's there, it's a Dhamma. There can be a little understanding anytime when any Dhamma appears, and then it's gone. As soon as there's trying to work it out, trying to find out what is there, then it's I trying again, I trying to work out the story, not the understanding of just what appears. And so common.
Yeah. I see. Just would like to clarify. If we work like using our body, it means that at that time we can say that it's the bodily unpleasant feeling appear at that time. Yeah, but it like in not really clear, like because it's weak. Yeah, but
and what about
when thinking too much, it means that at that time is what we say to manasa, yeah.
Domanassa, yes.
Yeah, Domanassa Vedana. Yeah.
A lot of thinking about I and me and my tiredness. I remember on some occasions, if Ajahn doesn't mind me saying this, when we traveled in India, and sometimes, we get up early and go to bed late, and it used to be very tough on the rough roads and the pollution and the noise. And so many friends would go up to Ajahn and say, "Are you tired? Are you tired?" And she'd just say, "I don't think about it. It's the thinking about it, the dwelling on the story about me that's the real problem." Perhaps Ajahn would like to add more on your point about tiredness.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I follow my.
Are you
I was just
tired now? Leah, Kun Leah?
Not really now, but this morning.
So what can be known now? What can be studied now when there's no tiredness yet?
Not tiredness.
Only that which appears can be studied, can be understood, the nature of it when it's there. But what is not there, we just talk about it. And when it's there, it's not known because it's not there to be known. But now it's there a little more understanding of the nature of that which appears now. It's time to understand that which is now appearing by conditions, not by anyone. Anytime we talk about the truth, it's not by anyone at all. It's by conditions. Beginning to understand the truth, what is there is already a reason. Is that right? It has a reason. Otherwise, it cannot be there now to be known. That's why the only way to understand the truth is understand that which is now appearing. Otherwise, it's just thinking about tiredness. See, why tiredness is not right now. But what is there right now? When will it be known as it is? If there's no attention to the nature of it. That's why life is so very subtle, because each moment in life is so very subtle, just arise and falls away in split seconds, unknown. So begin to understand little by little what is there. No expectation to understand a lot about that which are not there now. But what about now? What is there? It's so real. It's so true. It can be studied. So what is there now? Is it already known or understood clearer?
Yeah, a bit clearer than before.
Really? What about seeing? Is there any clear understanding of seeing? What is it?
Seeing is a bit clearer than before.
No, I mean, what is the clear understanding of seeing when it's clearer? Because even seeing is there right now. What about understanding the nature or the truth of it? What is it? What is it? It now sees, or it now appears as it's seen. Even this has to be considered carefully. What appears now is that which is seen or that which sees. See? Something to think about, to consider the truth, because seeing now is so true. But what is clear now? The object which is seen or the seeing. There are two different realities. Should it be talked about a little more to attend to the characteristic which is there, little by little, so gradually not to forget. to understand that which now appears. Otherwise, can there be any understanding of that which does not appear? Impossible, right?
Yeah, Ajahn, I think most of the time, what's appearing is, it looks like more like seeing than the color. Yeah, because at the moment of seeing, no thinking. That's why we haven't thought about that yet. What I observe, even though it's not sati at the vipassana level, but it normally observe the seeing and sometimes the visible objects.
Without considering the truth, can there be any condition to understand the truth of seeing, as you said, by satipatthana and vipassana?
No.
That's why if you don't talk about it at all, can it just happen out of the blue, realizing the truth of seeing as just a reality, not I or anyone at all? Because any moment we don't talk about seeing, there must be the idea so very deeply there. I see. Is that right?
Yeah.
And that is right or wrong. The idea, I see, right or wrong?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. And what is right?
Seeing by itself.
So what is more clear about seeing to be understood?
To be more clear is to know the condition of seeings.
How? Out of the blue? Or what are conditions for that moment to begin to understand a little more of seeing right now or any time? That's the best moment in life, to begin to understand the truth of what is there. Almost all day, like seeing.
Yes, almost all day. Seeing, hearing, and touching. I observe that it happened the most.
Not together, right?
No.
And we just say, seeing is not hearing, it's not thinking, it's just the word. But what is the truth? Seeing is not moment of thinking. What is the difference?
Seeing, although they are same, they are type of, we call Dhamma consciousness. Yeah, but they are different. Like because where seeings happen at the eye base.
Is that
Where
the idea? Is that just the idea about seeing?
when vipassana didn't happen, it been only the considering.
Can it happen now?
No, not now.
When will it be that moment? Very,
When
very special.
when the condition reach.
So, what are conditions for that moment
Condition,
to arise?
I think condition is listening and considering.
Without talking about it right now, can there be any conditions to experience seeing as it is? Not I.
No.
So this moment is so very important to begin to develop, just to shake the very thick ignorance and attachment so enormous of whatever is there each moment, to just let go wrong understanding and attachment and ignorance to that which is now there. No understanding of seeing as it is. No understanding that which is seen as it is. Just talk about it. It seems like there is some understanding, but that level of understanding is only thinking, right?
Yes.
So it's not the moment of the exact understanding, that seeing right now as it is, without the.
No.
So we are talking about the truth of seeing in order not to forget about seeing, that as long as it's not known as it is, we just talk about it. And what is the use, the point of talking about it? Just not to forget the truth that it's there right now, but it's not realized the truth of it yet. So this is the only way. Is that right? Not to forget about seeing right now. By talking about it, even a little more, even the same word, but the understanding get closer and clearer, little by little, so very little. Be truthful to the truth. But it's the point of hearing about the truth to experience it as it is. Otherwise, it's just thinking about the truth, remembering about the truth, but not realizing the truth as we have studied and understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all the time all the time normally start from thinking. Like this morning, I was very rushed. I have to go shopping for the family, and then have to go to funeral at very far. And then I feel that, oh, I'm very tired. But what was it? I couldn't sing like clearly. What is it?
So just understand each reality, not just the selected one. Is that right?
Yeah. But it happened at that time. I was very tired, couldn't breathe normally. That's why I just want to know that
Okay. So it's now time to talk about the nature of tiredness. What is it?
tiredness. When I observe, I think that comes up is like the element of air, the air element that appear at that time.
It's still you. What about tiredness itself? What is it?
Tiredness. When thinking about tiredness, it appear the feeling appear clearer at that time. The feeling and not the good feeling is a type of bodily unpleasant feeling.
Long idea about it. Long story about it. But what is its nature? The moment when it's there? Tiredness.
Nature is a Dhamma.
What do you mean?
It's something that appear to experience the air element at that time.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. This morning, I thought about it because never thought before. That's why it didn't appear naturally.
So it's you again who thought about anything, right? But what did Buddha say? The ultimate truth, beyond anyone's thinking, considering by oneself. The truth is so very subtle. It cannot be anyone's thinking at all about whatever is there. But each word of the Buddha is so very subtle, deeper and deeper and deeper to understand that which is there when it's there right then. It has to be understood, the nature of it. It's real, it's a reality, it's Dhamma, it's that which feels unpleasant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Without the body, can there be tiredness?
No, always attached to atta.
That's why we learn little by little to attend to the nature of that, to understand the truth of it. It's just a reality. It's conditioned to arise, right? Without
Yeah,
working very hard, can there be tiredness? So learn to understand the truth of that which is there because it's not known for how long? Years and years and years ago. That's why the ignorance and attachment covers up the truth of that which is not there at all. Just arise from nothing, then something, and then nothing again. And this is life, each moment, from nothing, then something, and then nothing again. So can we think about the nature of the life, no matter what life, the moment of not experience anything through the sixth doorway, one at a time at all, while one is sleeping. And then experience the object through one of the six doorway, only one doorway at a time. No matter how many days, many moments, many processes, just that. And then not experience anything, sleeping again, wake up again, experience again. In one's life, all gone. Each moment, each day is a true, but not understood yet as clear stage by stage. But the truth is the truth. So we can learn about anything which is there. But when it's not there, we can talk about it to understand it when it's there. If we don't talk about tiredness at all, when it's there, it cannot be discerned, it cannot be known, it cannot be realized. But the more understanding of whatever is there in life, little by little, when it's there are conditions to understand it.
yeah, correct. Because this morning I couldn't, it didn't come like naturally, like seeing. Seeing, I feel like it come more naturally than before. When it happened,
What do you mean by naturally?
like even not vipassana, but sati realize that, oh, seeing arising, yeah, seeing just arise. Because I think it can be many understanding that condition to identify the seeing at that moment clearer than this morning. I didn't know anything, couldn't identify because I understand where the seeing happen. Yeah, when seeing arrive, yeah,
Now, now,
Is it
yeah, now.
and Liang, is it awareness of seeing or is it thinking about seeing?
Mostly thinking.
Yes, because
After
anyone who
it arises.
anyone who hasn't heard the Dhamma can notice that seeing just arises by itself without any
Normal
intention
state.
for it to happen. Normal observation.
Yeah.
Perhaps not the usual
Not
observation,
vipassana.
but still it's possible by thinking to observe all these things, and that's not the same as awareness of arising, because awareness is a moment of kusala. So, and I just want to clarify one point earlier that Ajahn was making, which perhaps you didn't quite catch, because Ajahn said, without the body, can there be tiredness? And I think you said in answer to that, always attached to the atta, right? But consider the case of the arahat. Can the arahat have tiredness, feel tired?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, but no attachment to the atta or the arahat.
No,
And
no
no
more
dosa,
attachment.
no dosa. What about the stream enterer?
That the difference between Pathochana and Arahata.
Well, yes, but even for the stream enterer, the Sotapanna, who is no longer Putujana,
No.
there can be tiredness with dosa,
High
even though there can be, there can be tiredness of the body and feeling tired with dosa, as Sarah was mentioning.
Yeah.
Because Sarah pointed out that what we take for tiredness is often the dosa that accompanies the unpleasant bodily feeling, which is bodily tiredness.
Yeah. I know now. Yeah, thank you, John. Yeah, but anyway, even Sotapanna, no, nothing. I don't think Sotapanna still have even dosa, but not atta or anatta, because no more ditthi,
No more ditthi.
Yeah.
But
for us,
those are not
Yeah.
not yet eradicated for the Sotapanna also.
Yeah. Dosa, it's still, they still have until anagami.
Yes.
Yeah, dosa have been eradicated. But for Pathochana, if no sati, always I'm tired.
Well, that depends, but mostly for us, it's dosa with the bodily feeling of tiredness.
Yeah. Thank you that you mentioned that. Now I'm clear, because the bodily unpleasant normally happen at with the consciousness that arise at the body sense. Yeah, that's why it always related to the body. Yeah. Thank you.
Just to clarify one point. So the bodily experience and the bodily unpleasant feeling are vipaka, result of karma, no dosa at those moments. So even the arahat has bodily consciousness with unpleasant bodily feeling. But it's afterwards, like usually in the mind or countless mind or processes, thinking with dosa and unpleasant mental feeling about the bodily experience, the tiredness. So this is why it all gets mixed up and all gets taken for I. So for the Sotapanna, still dosa and unpleasant mental feeling, thinking about the tiredness, but no idea of I, no taking it for myself, no misunderstanding that these are just different dhammas.
Yeah.
And as Ajahn said, what about now? Because if there's no tiredness now, it can't be known. There's just thinking about it. So what about now? Any tiredness now?
Not really.
Pleasant feeling now. So pleasant
Yes, a bit
feeling can be
pleasant.
understood. So pleasant feeling can be understood when we smile or listen with pleasant feeling. Pleasant feeling can be known. Moments of clinging can be known. Moments of a little understanding can be known, but the tiredness can be known just when it's there. The dosa can be known just when it's there. Different realities.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah,
Good
I'm a bit
topic,
clearer
yeah.
than before. Yeah, thank you. Because it's where I feel very hard, because if I don't understand something related to consciousness or the Dhamma, it pull me to confuse with the object too, the object, like especially I feel that a bit confusing about the object of thinking. Yet the object
So,
of the consciousness that happen at the five sense door, it's sometimes easier to identify than the object of thinking. Because sometimes thinking too many things.
or by conditions, the thinking is real. Like now, it's just thinking, not my thinking. Confusion is real, just confusion, not my confusion. Doubt is doubt, but not my doubt, just different dharmas. And thinking can think about anything. It can think about the tiredness, it can think about ajahn, it can think about the sunrise, it can think about the mirror in your background, just different objects of thinking. The thinking is real, but the mirror, ajahn, the sunrise are not real. So by understanding a little bit more about dharmas, more understanding of the reality, less dwelling on the story, taking it for being real. And confusion it's just for a moment and then gone.
And as you said, too much thinking, that's the same for all of us. But doesn't that mean perhaps that when we are trying to understand some realities like visible object or whatever, that it's the thinking that is actually appearing at that moment?
Yeah, but should
So
the object of thinking be identified or no?
not necessary. If we're talking about having a better understanding of a presently appearing reality, if the thinking is there and is apparent, then it may be the object. I'm not saying that we focus on the thinking, but I'm saying, why do we have the idea of trying to identify other realities that aren't appearing? There's always some reality or other that is appearing that may not be the one we think we would like to understand more, but that doesn't matter, because the development of the path is not about identifying different realities that aren't appearing. The development of the path is about having a better understanding of what is appearing at the present moment.
Yeah, because sometimes I observe that after thinking for a while, like those unpleasant happen, like we feel different, like than before thinking and after thinking. Yeah, I observed that unpleasant feeling happen, but I couldn't identify what the object, why unpleasant happen. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a different kind of practice.
Yeah.
There's no need to try and identify what the object is of, whether it's dosa or attachment or thinking.
Okay.
That is beside the point, because
Okay.
the task is to understand the true nature of the reality that is appearing.
Yeah.
So
Because
often people think of trying to identify the object because they think that that will help in having less dosa or attachment later on. Otherwise, what is the purpose of trying to identify the object?
because these are dosa or consciousness with dosa normally happen when the object is like unpleasant objects. That's why the feeling also like have unpleasant object. It's also one of the pachaya that cause unpleasant feeling. That's why I just want to look back.
Yeah, it's not helpful. It's not the development of the understanding of what is appearing at the present moment.
Okay.
And it's usually, as I said, that kind of thinking and trying to trace back or to identify the object is usually part of an idea that by doing that, it will be a condition for having less dosa in future. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just want to
that's not, that also is not, we want to identify, but we need to understand that identifying what is the object and why why the dosa is arising is not the teaching of the path taught by the Buddha.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I think if I can identify the maybe panya happen and see clearly that dosa is not my dosa. Yeah. It have its conditions.
And meanwhile, there's more and more clinging to I and trying to identify my experience, and the clinging conditions more and more dosa. So the result is the opposite of what we would like. We would like less dosa, but because of all the clinging and trying to work out the story of me and my experience, it brings clinging, expectations, and dosa again and again.
What you've described is, I'm sure, commonly taught in meditation practices, but you won't find that in the Buddha's teaching itself. It's not the way he taught his listeners. He always described the realities and their nature to be understood.
Okay. And John, what Ajahn mentioned before, like always related to the body. Yeah, I think if we take the case of Pruma, I refer to the high level of Dava.
Of what?
Teva.
Teva,
The high
yes.
level, we call Pruma.
Because what?
Brahma, I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Brahma?
Yeah, Brahma. Because Brahma,
yes.
no body sense. Yeah, it mean that no bodily unpleasant feeling.
That would be correct. If no body sense, then no bodily unpleasant feeling. So no tiredness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Ajahn mean. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Because sometimes I read the book and they said something like, because it related to atta or something. That's why when I read sometimes the sanya work, and then I remember that. Thank you for clarification.
Right. Okay. Thank you for your interest.
And I think it all takes one away from this moment, trying to identify what is thought about and trying to work out this and that and thinking about the Brahmas and thinking about Vipassana understanding. But what about now? What about thinking now? doubt now, seeing now, what is seen now. The understanding has to begin with what appears right now at this moment.
Yes, very important.
So instead of
appears.
dwelling on what is thought about is unimportant, but there can be understanding at this very moment. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, sound, hardness that's touched, just what is here and now.
Yeah. Like when I came back from a funeral, because I'm a bad driver. I couldn't drive far. And I didn't know the way to come back. We could see that tosa, like tosa, or we can say that to manasa chetasika, like it happened, very clearly. Because I'm so nervous when driving. And then when I came close to my area that I know, all gone, and I could the samadhi, like or a kakata chitasika, it appear like very clearly. And then I try to see that, it's still there. I couldn't find. It's gone. Thank you. I think
always just for a moment.
Yeah.
And if the concentration seems so clear, kusala or akusala concentration, like now, does it appear? Does ekagata appear?
Yeah. When Achan was talking, I like ekagata appear more, we could realize that.
Kusala
And when
or
you say
akusala,
that,
different moments.
yeah, if I may say something, when you say that the dosa is all gone, I don't think you mean the characteristic of anicca, right? Because anicca refers to what appears, that what appears has fallen away, arisen and fallen away.
No, I don't mean that. I mean that when like I was driving and when it come close to my area that we know the area, that's why tosa or the nervous went away completely by itself.
I mean, it arises means it arises and falls away instantly, and that's more important to understand, not just because there's a different object and different chitta, and one infers that what was previous is not there. The point is to understand that the reality now is arisen and fallen away.
Even though I just want to differentiate like the moment, the moment of dosa happen. I didn't want to have it happen. It's not me. But it happened. Because I'm a bad driver and I drive where in the area that I never been there. That's why I could see clearly that dosa is not me. When it happened, it's happened. When it go away, it go away. Even what you said is, thank you. What you said is Hanika, it happened and falls away. It happened and falls away.
I don't know if Ajahn would like to add anything further to this discussion. Are you there, Ajahn?
About now?
Well,
anything, yes, which it can be understood a little by little about whatever is now. See again, because it's there almost all day. And how much understanding of it. See, it's not that which appears at all. So in life today, what appears is that which is seen, no thought about the seeing at all. So the I see is there because who else experienced that object now appearing. So the I, the reality of I, is not that which has anything as rupa at all. The pure reality, no rupa, just arise and experience the object. And it can be known one kind at a time. Otherwise, how can it be known as different moments experience different objects? Why do we talk about it again? Because it's there again and again and again. So when there will be a little more understanding of it in a day, that's the proof how much understanding of it, what level of understanding, or no thought about it at all, but talk about whatever is there, which is not seeing. And seeing is there, sees almost all the time, no matter what we are talking about now. See, no hurry to have it as object, but the more understanding, the more hearing, the more moment of not forget about it, can be moment of beginning closer to understand the truth by the moments of talking about it, little by little. What about no talk at all about the truth of it? Can it be realized at all?
No, no, hard.
See,
Hard.
even it's there. So the more understanding the subtlety of all kinds of Dhamma, and that is the way to have firm confidence of the truth that we are now develop the right path to understand what is there deeper each moment of talking about it a little more deeper and deeper to the truth arising and falling away in samsara, not that moment yet, but without understanding little by little, no expectation to have it as the object, but the more talking about it, it conditions the more thinking about it.
Yes, yes.
By
Because
nothingness. Mhm. So, and this is the way to learn about the truth. Only that which is there, which hasn't been known yet, can be thought about, talked about, understood little by little about. It's so very gracious, so natural. No need to change anything at all. Life goes on as usual. So it depends on hearing again, firm confidence a little more at a time, unknowingly. That's why do we talk about it? See, firm understanding of the truth that even is there is so very subtle. But one day there must be condition. Anatta is there by condition to directly understand the truth of only one object. And that moment, the characteristic of sammasati is there. It's known because it's there directly understanding a reality which is there, little by little, as it is, that which experiences the object or that which is experienced. It no need to say that it is experienced because it is experienced all day, different ones, by different kind of citta. Hearing cannot experience whisper object, right? So at moment of hearing, no thought about seeing and that which is seen, even is there almost all day. What is seen is there, appears as all the time in the day, but in truth, not all the time. How subtle it is, not always all the time, but it appears as always all the time. See how the word of ignorance covers up the truth, and it can be let go only when there is a little more attention to the characteristic which is there now. By hearing again, condition for beginning to attend to the characteristic which is not self. This is more important than thinking and saying out, it's not self. Is that right? Just say it's not self, it's not anyone. Is it enough? Or it just the word of the truth?
Yeah, Ajahn. Yeah, one more question raised. Yeah, because when I heard when hearing you saying what you saying, I feel like so happy because I think that I will learn something new. I will learn something new. I think, but when considering that, when thinking about that, I found that I'm not sure that it's Mahakosala or Lopa. Yeah,
We
because
have to think.
to me, I feel like more sao manos Chitasika with Lopa. But first, I think that it's Mahakosala.
No matter you think that it is Mahakusala or Lopa, it is different from seeing.
Yeah, it's different. It's thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Beginning to understand clearer with attention to the characteristic, not just keep on thinking about it. Because you say you feel pleasant and happy. It's real at that moment, but it's not known as it's not yours. And the truth is that it's a reality. It's conditioned at such moment of understanding. See, and gone, and gone, and gone. Nothing lasts at all. But it can be learned. No matter what is there, so pleasant, so happy, not last. Nothing is lasting at all. Nothing
Okay.
is lasting. Beginning to feel happy a little more about the truth. Nothing is lasting. It's gone, everything. And that is life, the truth of life. No matter what is there, just for a moment, tiredness, a moment of being tired, and gone, depends on condition. How long will it bear arising and falling away, arising and falling away, to be known that it's long time of tiredness, but in truth so short is each moment. But they are conditioned to arise again and again as long as conditions. How long it will be. And pleasant feeling is there again by condition.
No, less feeling. Yeah.
You see, the moment of understanding is not moment of tiredness.
Yeah.
Begin to understand life a little more, how short it is.
Very short.
Very short. So, can anyone change it?
No.
The truth cannot be changed. Life is like that, as it is so true. All the time, it has to be like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Feel like easier than before.
Mhm. Because understanding does not hurt and it does not harm. And it's not heavy.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn.
But even when we're in the car and feel anxious and nervous, and obviously there's dosa there, or when listening and there's some understanding, some pleasant feeling, it shouldn't be mistaken for being clear understanding, because it's still thinking about the reality, not the direct understanding of the reality, and certainly not the clear vipassana understanding. So there has to be the beginning of understanding, how little understanding there is even now at this moment. Pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, moments of dosa even now. We don't have to wait till we're in the car. And do we mind? Does it matter whether there is dosa now or pleasant feeling? The minding is the clinging
More
again,
dosa, yeah. The minding is
conditioning
more
more
dosa.
dosa, more
Yeah.
thinking about I and what I would like. Let's see if anyone else has anything they would like to bring
you.
up. Thanks very much,
You're welcome.
Liang. Or you always have good topics. Kim Hong, is there anything you'd like to bring up today, or anyone else?
Hello, Achan. Hello, everybody. Nothing to bring up. Just realize that the seeing is very short and subtle. So I think it's the jita that happen with the six doorways is unknown always.
And that is understanding, appreciating how little is known, because usually in the beginning, it seems obvious. Oh, of course they're seeing, and I know they're seeing, I know there's hearing. But like you say, it's much more subtle. The seeing now, it's not understood as it is, just the reality that experiences for an instant and then gone. And usually so quickly it's taken for my seeing. And
Once
what
it
about?
arise, when it's arise and very fast and follow your way, we never catch it by, so that's why I say that's unknown is consciousness.
It's unknown, and if there's any thought of catching it, then it's just accumulating more ignorance, more clinging, more wrong understanding. But there can be the beginning of considering wisely that now it is just seeing the Dhamma that sees, no one there, just hearing a Dhamma which hears, no one there, no one that hears. And whatever arises by conditions for an instant and then gone. It's always karnika, always momentary, always gone instantly. And we think about the story about seeing, but it's not the same as understanding the characteristic of seeing when it appears.
And that never know that it's happened and falling away and never come back. We never know like that before.
Right. And it seems that there is light that is seen all the time, but actually only at the moment of seeing is there light. The other cheetahs don't experience light at all. So it seems that the light is lasting. It seems that the seeing is lasting. But no, it's just one cheetah that arises and gone forever. It's so useful to reflect on this. Yes.
But always clinging at the MC for 2 hours, or I listening for 2 hours to the lesson.
And I see my friends and I listen to Ajahn and listen to the Dhamma, And as Hakani said, it seems that there is some understanding about what I'm doing now or my thinking now, but this is not the understanding of Dhamma. So it seems there is some clear understanding, but it's not clear understanding. It's just the beginning of careful and wise considering about different dharmas, those that experience and those that don't experience anything, just to begin to appreciate and understand that no one, no thing there, just different dharmas like seeing and hearing arising by conditions and then gone, not in anyone's control, all anatta.
Yes, let's as we mentioned last time that we talking about Satipatthana and Sutta and Satipatthana Vipassana is very, very different.
Yes, and the understanding now, the beginning of wise considering, is not the same as direct understanding of seeing or hearing. And Satipatthana is the direct understanding. So when anyone has the idea that they can follow a practice and have Satipatthana without any understanding or considering about dharmas, it's just wishful thinking, but not the truth that the Buddha taught. And without the development of Satipatthana, direct understanding again and again and again, there cannot be any clear understanding, which is the meaning of vipassana. So the understanding has to begin now with what appears and develop little by little, understanding a little more about the realities in life now, not what happened this morning or yesterday, but now, at this moment.
And I think it's good to be reminded that even at the intellectual level, it's a long, long way to go before there can be thira sanya, which is the condition for direct understanding. So not to, it's not the problem that there's no direct understanding. There's so little intellectual understanding.
Yeah, even you say like that, but all the Dhamma is up to condition. Even
Yes,
we say that we have to understand the theoretical or intellectual understanding, but it's depending on condition also. Not
Exactly, because all anatta, so whatever arises, it's by conditions, not by I working it out, trying to catch the reality, or any method at all, or any practice at all. The understanding has to just work its way, develop naturally.
I just found that the shortcut way to be intellectual understand is the knowing of what's happening right now, right, Sarah?
What does it mean to know what is happening right now? Because
Just,
like we
just realize or awareness what's arise at the moment.
because seeing arises, hearing arises, but what about what appears? What is the object of understanding now? What can be known now? For example, sound, does it appear now? Can it be known now? So it's what can be understood is the object that is experienced now, the characteristic of the object experience that can be known. And
Yes.
always unexpected. Never mind, it doesn't matter in the slightest whether it's dosa or pleasant feeling or tiredness or hunger or seeing or hearing. Unimportant, it doesn't matter in the slightest because understanding can understand what appears. No selection, no preference, no minding, no trying to catch, no thinking it should be pleasant feeling, not unpleasant feeling, because whatever appears can be known by understanding very gradually.
Yeah.
So all the discussion about different dharmas is for the purpose of letting go of the idea of I that can control or do anything or experience anything or understand.
But hardly to let it go because we have cleaning, we have accumulated for a long time ago.
Exactly. That's why there has to be a lot of listening, a lot of considering, a lot of discussing, because as you say, the strong clinging to I is very deeply rooted.
Yeah, it is be more expectation than expectation.
Yes.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Kim Hong. Does anyone else have anything they would like to bring up or any question they'd like to ask Ajahn before we finish today? Sally, do you have anything you would like to bring up today?
No, Sarah, not for now. Thank you.
Okay. Or anyone else? Nina or Alan? Alan, go ahead.
Sarah, hi. We were talking about, I think about a couple of weeks ago, about Sanya, and Jonathan made a remark that that Sanya always performs its function correctly. So we have this idea of taking reality for something. So for example, you hear sound of a bird, so there is wrong Sanya, Atta Sanya, taking what is heard for something like the bird. But Jonathan said that actually the Sanya just performs its function. It's rather that it's colored, I suppose, with the chitta that it arises with. So if it's accompanied by wrong view, there's wrong Sanya, but Sanya never actually, it just performs its function. It doesn't go wrong. So I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say, but I just wondered if you could explain a bit more about that. So Sanya Vipalasa, it's not Sanya which is wrong, it's performing its function, it's doing its job, but it's because it's accompanied by wrong view.
And at the moment when it is accompanied by wrong view, then it is akusala sanya that accumulates. So the wrong view is the wrong view, but because it's conditioned by that wrong view and conditioning the wrong view, it's marking and remembering what is experienced in an unwholesome way. So it's true, it just arises, it forms its function of marking and remembering, but akusala sanya is different from kusala sanya, and kusala sanya with understanding is different from kusala sanya without understanding. So it is conditioned by and conditions the other cetasikas arising with it. And that's why when it's vipalasa, it is this akusala sanya with or without wrong view.
And all these terms relate to thinking through the mind door. But in the case of a sense door moment of experiencing, like eye consciousness experiencing visible object, which is vipaka citta, of course, the sanya cannot be any of those that we've just been discussing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's in the thinking process that follows the sense door experiencing that things are wrongly perceived.
Right, because of
not at the moment of the sense door experiencing.
Because it's accompanied by unwholesome realities or unwholesome cetasikas.
Yes.
But John, can't there be a kusala at the sense door?
Yes, there can be moments of akusala in the sense door, but not at the moment of actual experiencing, which is vipaka. And there's only the one moment of sense door experiencing process, and then many mind or processes. So if we want to talk about wrongly perceiving and that sort of thing, we can say it happens in the mind or process. It doesn't mean that the jittas in the sense door process are always kusala or anything like that, but not much can happen in a single process in a single set of kusala or akusala jittas in the sense door process, if you see what I mean.
But enough for someone at the level of vipassana who knows the distinction between mind door and sense door.
I'm not sure about that, but not sure.
The asavas are still asavas, arising and unknown, not appearing at all. So mostly there has to be the insight into realities through the mind door, but there's clear understanding what is sense door, what is mind door, what is seeing, what is thinking, what is visible object, what is pleasant feeling, what is thinking, what are different realities. But it doesn't mean that all the asavas are very, very subtle. Defilements are very subtle. Akusala sanya and clinging is going to appear. So mostly
So Sarah, what you're saying is that at the sense door, what arises is asava, which does not appear. So it's always like that.
Until it does appear, like for the Arahat, Kinasava, even the asavas, or what were the asavas, all appear, no more asavas, all totally eradicated. But until then, always asavas, and the quality of asavas are that they don't appear. So the understanding has to develop very gradually. So usually when we talk about the vipalasas, sanya vipalasa, any akusala sanya is sanya vipalasa. But what can be known is not the very subtle sanya vipalasa rising in the sense door.
Okay, now I understand. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a deep topic. We've only got a little bit of time. Let's see what Ajahn would like to discuss or add comments.
I think that in order to understand a little more about reality, there should be just one reality can be talked about more, a little more. For example, even just a reality like sanya, is there enough understanding of it when we talk about other things else too? But when we thinking, considering about just one reality like sanya, we can understand more about when does it arise and what level it is and so on. So beginning to understand that there is sanya, right? And when we use the term mark or remembering, it's there at moment of seeing or any moment. That's why learn about a reality which arises with each citta, each thing, no matter what citta it is. At this moment of seeing, citta experience the object clearer than the other reality which arise together, which experience the same object. But one of them, which is not citta, it does not perform the function of experience the object clear or clearly. It marks and remember what is there experienced because it also experiences the same object as citta, but it cannot perform the function of citta, and citta cannot perform the function of other reality which arise together, experience the same object. So sanya is a characteristic of a reality which is not citta, because it experiences the same object as citta by way of marking and remembering the characteristic of that which is experienced. Any moment it's there, even at moment of bhavanka. That's why we learn about the differences between different moments of sanya arising. So now who knows that at moment of seeing what is there, citta experiences many processes, and sanya remembers what is seen instantly. It's there all the time. It's not citta. So it can be kusala or akusala, depending on the realities, the cetasikas which arise together. And there is the term like atta sanya, kana sanya, see. So we know the word sanya, marks and remember. But in life, what appears is only kana sanya, because the object appears as nimitta. Without kana sanya, can it appear as nimitta? Consider it. Sanya marks and remember, it arises with each citta, but only one citta cannot be directly experienced at all. No matter whatever arises, appears by way of nimitta. See, no matter what which arises and falls away can appear just by way of nimitta. Is that true? And because sanya marks and remember each moment, so when it appears as nimitta, the sanya there is kana sanya. It remembers that which is there as group, not only one single sanya of object which is experienced. So sanya and kana sanya, see, is there any doubt about the sanya and kana sanya? It is sanya. It has to be always sanya. No matter it is sanya vipalasa or atta sanya or dukkha sanya or anicca sanya, sanya is sanya. It cannot be anything else, but it arises with each citta. So in a day, it is always kana sanya. What is there? Something. So as it appears as nimitta and kana sanya, condition it to be the nimitta, no understanding of the truth, the kana sanya condition, atta sanya, atta sanya. When there's no understanding of what is the differences between atta and anatta. So it's always atta when there's no understanding of anatta at all. No matter what, even just a small dust is something, a small dust is taken by nimitta, by kana sanya, taken it as atta, a dust, a very tiny dust, see? So in life, all appears by way of kana sanya, by nimitta. Is that right? Whatever arises falls away. What can be known is just by way of nimitta of that characteristic. So now we are talking about sanya, and when sanya is there to be known, it's kana sanya, because a nimitta of sanya is there. A nimitta of seeing, a nimitta of hearing, a nimitta of that which is seen. Whatever arises appears by way of nimitta. Never change the truth. Only that which does not arise cannot appear as nimitta, because it does not arise at all. So only nibbana, It's not nimitta.
Sorry, Ajahn. When you said one no understanding the difference between atta and anatta, I believe you refer to the ignorant.
I talk about sanya now. We don't
Yeah.
talk about anything else. We just talk about sanya. Just only sanya. That
Yeah,
is
but
the reality which marks and remembers. And nothing can be realized only one single moment. It so quickly arises and falls away. The citta before it and the citta after it. Only a moment of seeing. The citta which arises before seeing cannot see, but it experiences the object which is there, impinged on the ibis, but it cannot see. It just knows something there. Panchatavara vachana citta or Chakutavara vachana citta and Pavanka citta, no matter what citta arises before seeing, they cannot see. So seeing is just a moment in a process of experiencing that which impinge on the eye base. So now, who knows that moment of seeing that which impinge on the eye base, because before seeing, the citta before that cannot see. And the citta after seeing experience the same object, which hasn't fallen away yet, but they cannot see. So now what is there appearing is that which is seeing, but the nature of seeing is not known as it is. There is the idea that there is seeing because there is that which is seen. All animita. So very deep and subtle. Just one single moment cannot be realized at all of that which arises and falls away. Whatever arises and falls away appear by way of nimitta only, not only one single. So sanya, each moment is kana sanya, sanya of the nimitta, of that which come together to be known as something by shape and form through 5 doorways. Is that right? How many moments? Just close your eyes and just open instantly. What is seen? Not only one single, very, very tiny one at all. They appear as so many things around. And Kanat Sanya, which marks and remember each moment, but what appear is just the nimitta, the shape and form of one reality. Seeing now, it seems like there is seeing for sure, but how many moments? Can just one single moment be experienced?
No.
That's why only nimitta of seeing. And when it's nimitta, it is by way of panasanya. So each word should be studied carefully to understand how deep and how clear understanding is there, to condition moment of clear understanding with direct awareness of what is there appearing as the object. No selection. All dhammas are anatta. The nature of Dhamma as anatta can be gradually realized, open up the way it is. Even right now, anatta. Who knows what will be next moment? Can anyone know? Impossible. So the word of the enlightenment, what can be known is only that which has arisen right now. And
Many
sunlight.
I was going to say many deep topics. I think we can continue discussing more about Sanya next time, because I think there are many points that are helpful to consider more. So thank you very much. Sawadika Ajahn.
Thank you.